we gotta talk for a moment, not just about a wrestling show. Let's talk some wrestling news. Let's talk about some wrestling rumors that I am hearing. Take a brief step back for tonight. I did my SummerSlam card predictions and my Raw review and my Jimmy Uso Turner. I could have done an NXT review or the Fight for the Fallen review, which I'm not sure if I'll get to do for the rest of this week because I am booked for the rest of the week, so we'll see. But I definitely wanted to do this. I wanted to take care of something, get some rumblings off my chest for a while. Because one of these guys especially, I've wanted to do a video on ever since I came back from my 7-month hiatus from this channel when I lost my channel in 2019. But we're going to talk for a few minutes. What's going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. Can't tell you besides the few ones on the releases. The last time I did a special topic video. But I'm here tonight to do that, and I'm going to do it live because I was going to pre-record it, but I had to get up early tomorrow, so I just wanted to, do it live. That way it's available sooner rather than later. That way we don't have to worry about it. What's up, Mark? So, let's just cut right to the chase. There have been rumors for the past couple of weeks. It started off with one of them. Now it's starting off getting to two of them. Two of the biggest stars on the indies, in ROH, in WWE, are rumored to be headed to AEW. We got the one that I think, that I'm more confident, to be honest, is going to go to AEW. Daniel Bryan. And the rumor, after 7 long years, besides, of course, his 2 matches in the Octagon, we could be seeing the in-ring return of Mr. Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, the best in the world. Let me first start by addressing Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan was last seen shortly after WrestleMania. He had a match against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. If Bryan lost, he must leave SmackDown. Now, a lot of people thought that could be him leaving Raw. I personally was kind of hoping he would go to NXT and have a few matches against a couple people down there. Particularly Johnny Gargano. Still want to see that match. However, recent reports has come out that Daniel Bryan has basically cut all ties with WWE. He is in the alumni section, and apparently his merchandise is basically on closeout sale right now. I thought, based off of rumors I heard, I didn't get to watch any of the show, but I thought that Bryan was going to show up at Slammiversary for Impact. He apparently did not, which surprised me. I could definitely see him going to AEW. Working a weekly televised show, less pay, still good pay, less dates, but a show is going to allow him to wrestle other places. Because honestly, Bryan touring the world one last time before he goes, he calls it quits. Which, as a Daniel Bryan #1 fan, I even still feel personally that, he's done just about everything he can do in wrestling. Why not, and especially in WWE too. The only a couple of matches I would love to have seen Bryan have in WWE, except for Johnny Gargano. I know we've seen them have matches on Raw or SmackDown, but I wanted to see a pay-per-view match with Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro, an Iron Man match, and him and Johnny Gargano, and a few others. But he didn't have really much left to do in WWE. I got to a point where I'm satisfied with Daniel Bryan's run in WWE. Because when he had to retire in 2016, I was not satisfied. He definitely had a lot of things left in the tank for him to do at the time. And, yes, he lost 2-3 years, kind of 4, including, the years he had his neck injuries and whatnot. He lost a good amount of time for his wrestling career, but again, was able to come back and, still do some great things he's done in the ring. Even be WWE champion again, have a nice lengthy reign with it, and put over Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania 35. So, my goodness, yes. I mean, even knowing how big of a wrestling fan Bryan is, him going to tour the world to finish his career, absolutely. Go to AEW, go to New Japan, maybe appears in Impact, several other places. Like I think he basically wants to explore the indies one last time before calling it quits, which I think is right to do. So of two of them, that's definitely the one that I'm not going to be as surprised if they show up in AEW. But now let's talk about Mr. Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, the best in the world. We all know the story of CM Punk. He walked out the day after the Royal Rumble 2014. They were rumors of him still coming back. They even teased him coming back on an episode of Raw in Chicago, playing his own music. It was for Paul Heyman to come out and rip him to shreds. I still remember, I hated when they did that. I'm like, that's just too far. That is just too far. And of course, Punk ended up, revealing on Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana that he got fired due to, on his actual wedding day. So he didn't quit, he got fired. He had, inklings of coming back, of course, as he told the story, but, obviously Punk was done. He fought 2 matches in UFC. First one was not too good. Second one was decent, but he still lost, unfortunately. And then the first time I really wanted to talk about Punk was when he had made an appearance at WWE Backstage. He was when that show existed. He was on there for a while. He came on several times on the show. Of course, he was a surprise, appearance. And then I watched a couple of his segments on WWE Backstage. The guy can still talk. He's got a great microphone. He made some good points. I tell you what, though, how he called out Seth Rollins, telling him to stop going on Twitter. I really want him to return and have a WrestleMania match with him and Seth Rollins. That ain't happening, though. I don't see Punk ever going back to WWE. I was hoping, though, at some point for an in-ring return. And the rumors are of him going to AEW. And we have 2 big shows in AEW coming up. We have an AEW Rampage show on August 20th. It's going to be at one of the arenas in Chicago. And then we're going to be coming back to for AEW All Out when that one's in Chicago as well. Now here's the first thing I will say as far as Mr. Punk goes. I have gone to a point for the longest time I kept saying I'm only going to believe Punk is back once I actually see it. And I'll be real, I'm still pretty tight on that, but I actually have a little bit more faith that this time it could happen. He did come back and go to WWE Backstage briefly. He did that. I can't say that I feel like he always never ruled out an in-ring return. He was just trying to find the right opportunity. And if that is in AEW, my goodness, go for it. Some people are saying he's going to appear at that Rampage show on August 20th. I think it's possible. I would say, though, because even though he lost tonight at Fight for the Fallen, because Hangman Adam Page, here's the best way I think they should introduce CM Punk if he comes to AEW. Literally almost the exact same way they did it for Jon Moxley. Basically, well, here's the thing. Here's the reason why I should say wait till All Out. And don't do it on that episode of Rampage. It's because at All Out, we all want to see Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega. And as much as I would love to see, Hangman win there, I feel like they're going to wait at least until after Kenny gets the New Japan title in January, from what I'm hearing the rumors of. Um, so I'd say he can beat Hangman here, and then kind of like have Omega brag saying he thinks he's the best in the world, and that's when Punk debuts. Because if Punk debuts on Rampage, they're going to want to see him and Kenny fight immediately. At least if he debuts at All Out, give him a few months until Full Gear, then possibly rest for a title. I don't know though, because that's the only thing that I'm thinking also is you don't want to immediately have again. Punk is 42 now. He's been out of the ring for 7 years now. I don't think he's going to be in complete top form physically as he was 7 years ago. As far as on the microphone, my goodness, he's gonna be a master promoist, as he already is. One of the best on the microphone for sure. But give it a little more time for him and Kenny if he does come in. But I still want to play cautious and not get my hopes up. I still have the inkling to say that the CM Punk may be coming back. But I still feel like I would feel more confident if I let the happen and basically like see it to believe it for Punk. But yeah, that's just my brief thoughts. Mark said he knew he was going to go somewhere else when he decided to make his return. He made it pretty clear he can't stand the McMahons, which is definitely true. What about Finn Balor versus Daniel Bryan? Yeah, I wouldn't mind that match either. I don't think you ever got that, actually. That'd be good, too. Good suggestion there. But, yeah, it's midnight now. I gotta get up for work in like 6.5 hours, so I better get to bed. But yeah, just want to come up here and give my brief thoughts about these rumblings. Again, I think Bryan is I'm more confident about Bryan than Punk. Like I said, if Punk comes back, again, he's 42 years old. He might be a little bit rusty. So, maybe not rush him into the title picture yet, but we'll see. We'll see who really is the true best in the world. So guys, that's going to do it for this brief stream. Again, give me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think Bryan and Punk are both going to AEW? Make sure your thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBryan3. Till then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll see you all later. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.